You're early. It's in another hour.
Nope, the clocks change on Sunday.
Mm-mm. I've been here an hour already, waiting, just sitting here.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just so bored, just sitting here waiting. This
On
is
the,
this
we're
is my
on.
life now.
Are we on live stream?
Oh, are
That's
we? No, we can't be. Well, who would be doing it?
yes, we. Louis. Louis is here.
Oh, is he?
Hi, Louis.
Oh, we're on
Yep.
YouTube. YouTube, I've just been sitting here contemplating my life. This is what I do. Just sit here looking at my nomadic shoes. So currently it is 14:48 CET, or is it?
No, it's 14:49. Yes, it is, and I'm sticking to it. The
I
clocks
think
change at
I think
3
DN
a.m.
should just cover time zones and
CET
clocks
Sunday.
this week. Time
No, I
travel.
think not.
It's like
Hi,
the
Chibi.
metaverse is even more confused by time zones than the physical world.
Oh,
Chibi
yes, for sure.
Maru. Genki
Because
desu ka?
my times don't change, but the times of all the activities change for me.
I never knew that your time zone doesn't change at all. That's funny. Why is that? Besides having
Do you
sense.
really think I would know?
Well, yeah, I would
Okay, no, I
suspect
don't
and
know.
hope that you would know.
It's just how it is.
That's
I
even more
mean,
bizarre, actually. I thought everybody's time changed.
it's bizarre that you don't know that mine does not.
That's crazy. I really thought everybody changed their time.
We used to be 2 hours behind. I used to be 2 hours ahead of you,
Yeah, I
and then I
never
became
understood
1 hour
that.
ahead of you. And now I'm
Yeah,
gonna be 2 hours ahead of you again. So you do know that I don't change.
I didn't even think about it, to be honest. I thought it was something to do with because Southern Hemisphere, excuse me, going into oh my God. I thought Southern Hemisphere, changes at a different time, like in winter time. In Australia, for example, it changes different at a different time of the year, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was something to do with that. Didn't dawn on me that you actually don't change time at all.
I do not.
Well, there you go.
Well, it's not me. If I'm in Ireland, I would change times. So when I'm here,
No,
I
you
don't change
wouldn't.
time.
You wouldn't at all. You would stay in your time zone, even in Ireland,
Is
refusing
that
to
so?
change with everyone else. Just stubbornness. What it is.
That's me. Hi, I'm stubborn.
Hello, everybody. I'd like to introduce you to Stubborn.
Chippy says, nice to meet you. Chippy says, yesterday I posted a screenshot of the ostrich I rode with Cirrus on X. Laugh out loud. I saw it. It was hilarious.
That was so crazy. I have still no idea how that happened because I was away from a screen, came back, and suddenly I'm on top of the ostrich. Chibi Mari was on top of me flying, and it's like, what's going on? Yeah, tell Chibi that. Maybe Chibi can actually explain what on earth happened and how I ended up in an ostrich.
No, I can explain that
Okay.
when one's connection temporarily drops, it sometimes returns you and says, like, it does an automatic send users to seats. Not always, but sometimes. So it must have sent you to a seat and it must have chosen the ostrich.
Oh, that's crazy. And Chibi
And
as
then
well, or
apparently
did Chibi?
Linda got on.
Yeah, I saw
No,
that.
Chippy went to Africa to ride the ostrich.
Oh.
She was there to ride the ostrich. I couldn't
Oh,
get
that's
on my
hilarious.
own ostrich.
Why was that? Because there were too many people on it?
No, even if there were
Kidding.
no people, I struggle. I don't do it often. I mean, I know I need to charge it and then just click, but my reflexes were clearly not very good yesterday. Hmm. So today is a busy day in Spatial. 9 a.m. EST, which is now in 6 minutes. Glenn, if you're watching the live stream, 6 minutes. Countdown. So then at 11, it's lava
Lisbeth,
heads, jet ski races. They've done some. Yes.
could you hear that when I
Hello.
actually translated it into Japanese when it read it out? Did you hear it or no? This.
No, I don't hear it. It just says in the chat that was the funniest thing.
No, but do you hear when I translate to Japanese into Japanese? You don't hear that,
No,
no? Okay. That's a pity.
no. Anyway, let me continue. At 11 is lava
It's
heads
alright.
races, and then there's an event at Mataha at 19 GMT something. I don't know. Check the post, not me. I don't
Who are
know.
you talking
I
to?
know it's 9 p.m. mine time. I'm telling you guys.
Oh, are you?
Well, clearly
That's fair
not.
enough. No, you're not.
I was telling you. I
Oh, I
was.
see. I see.
I was talking to you. Whether you're listening to me or not is a different story. She said, do you see? I'd been wanting to write it many times, but for some reason Cyrus was also there, which surprised me too.
That's very funny.
Let me equip ahead. These time zone changes are terrifying. I'm
Yeah,
scared.
I'm terrified by time.
Look at me, I'm scared.
Oh
Are you
no.
terrified by spiders?
Spiders. Time, I
Look
said.
to your left.
Oh my God.
I'm asking if you're terrified by spiders.
I am. I mean, look at me.
Are you sure? Ooh.
Linda, watch out, there's spiders.
Hi,
Ugh,
Linda.
I got
creepy
hi.
spiders. Linda, watch out, there's a spider on your head.
Oh, I'm getting used to those spiders.
Hello,
Hi, Chibi.
I didn't realize.
Louis been. How else are we live streaming onto YouTube, Cyrus?
Are we really?
Yes. Oh my
I don't
goodness.
believe it.
You are.
We are.
How are you live streaming?
Louis live streaming onto YouTube.
Oh,
You
awesome.
think I'm joking?
No, I don't know.
Okay, well, check in the general chat.
There's the link.
There I am on the live stream talking right now. The link is in the chat. Hello, Kajima. And there I see my spiders. If I walk up to Louis, you will see a close-up of my
I can hear
spiders.
you
See?
twice
We
now.
are live streaming. Mute the tab in YouTube. That's what I do.
Oh wow, let me. Okay, I'm gonna
Ooh.
just.
Okay, YouTubers then, welcome to Mars. The first wave. Here's where we launch.
Also, please excuse Cyrus's delayed greeting because he didn't believe me.
And now I'm super excited. Time to jump. Jump! Jump up, jump down, get around. 2 minutes to launch. Counting.
2 minutes. Glenn, if you're watching, it's 2 minutes to launch. Hi, Dave.
Hi, Nomads.
Hi.
Hola, Dave. ¿Cómo estamos?
Muy bien, ¿y tú?
Fantastico.
We get from Spanish to Italian in one fell swoop.
Yes, we're multinational here.
Buongiorno.
Ci
Arigato.
vediamo dopo.
Ooh, what do we got today? Oh, fun.
Okay, cool. I've just seen the live stream. Has anybody shared it on X?
I have.
No? Feel free.
Cyrus just found out 2 seconds ago, so that's a no.
That's
Hello, Maradori. How are you,
1
Dave?
minute to go.
Do you like spiders?
I'm great. Ew, get them off. Ew. Ah. I like those. And
Do
what's
they
your
make you
head?
feel?
Oh,
Do they make
someone
you feel
mentioned
sick?
spiders.
No,
Oh
I'm
no,
actually,
spiders.
I'm not
No.
arachnophobic. Ooh, I like
Now
that.
there's
That's your getaway
now there's
spiders.
germs.
Yeah. No, I'm not
Louis,
arachnophobic.
These are
help me.
germs.
Spiders.
Ew, gross.
I'll get her from behind. Take her by the head.
Hey! You're
Trying to
attacking.
attack
To
you.
the,
You're attacking a
attacking
poor
you.
Hi,
innocent woman.
Maradori. Everybody's carrying lanterns around. What are
Maradori,
these?
to the other. Hi, Michio.
Or is
Sweet.
this trick?
Hello,
Is this?
Matthew.
Are these trick
Nice
or treat?
lantern.
Are these trick or treat buckets? Here.
I see Lisbeth has shared the live stream on X. If you could, the rest of you can also share it on your X accounts. That would be good. We're being live streamed at the moment.
Oh, cool.
Say hello to the world.
Howdy, world.
There's one person watching.
Yeah. Hey, 1% is better than 0.
A lot of people watch it afterwards as well.
0 is a more powerful number than 1. Whoa.
Hi, Rami.
Hi. Hey, Rami. Good morning.
Hello, Remy. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Hello there.
And ding, 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 ding. We're
Hello,
launching. Hello, Glenn.
Hi, Glenn.
Hi, Glenn.
Always forget I got
Hey,
on.
Glenn.
Good to see
You're
you all again.
late.
I'm not late. I'm
After
exactly
all
on
that.
time.
You're
What is
1
it? 1
minute
minute
late.
past. Oh,
1 minute late.
one whole
Glenn,
minute.
you're
I'm
an
Well,
hour
then
sorry.
that's
early.
not exactly, is it?
Excuse me, Lisbeth, where can I see the live streaming on X? Where can I find it?
I will send
On
it
Liz-
to you to Visit Japan account.
Okay.
I've
Oh,
sent
okay.
it.
Oh, on
Okay.
YouTube, right?
Quick photo.
When I
Yes.
check it.
It's on YouTube
Wow.
and on X.
I'm on screen.
Let's take a picture. Oh yay, we've got lots of VR today. Doris, you should equip yourself.
Who else is in VR?
Ramy's always in VR, pretty much.
Yeah. Where's Rami? I don't seem to...
Glenn, this is Ramy. Ramy,
You
Glenn.
are.
You're Rami. I was say I don't
Hi.
see a name above your head today. So...
And I don't say your name.
Yeah, I'm Glenn. Nice to meet you.
Glenn Ramy is the one that helped me a lot with Shangri-La.
Ah, cool.
No, only 95%.
Oh, bull. It's 94.
It's a very nice space. I had a tour of it the other day. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is great because he made it.
Uh,
If it's not he, I say the truth.
Hush. Bonk.
Just out of curiosity, why is everyone looking to the left, like that way? Are we just
Because
admiring?
we're taking a
it,
photo.
or-
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's a nice big group today.
we're looking at the sun.
Yeah.
Here comes the
We're
sun.
watching the time change, Glenn. We're watching the time change. Sirs, do you want to give us an intro about today's topic? Then we can get going.
Yes, today's all about time. This is purposely for Glenn.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. For any, I don't
Let's
know. I
see how
think
it
just in
is.
case there's any new person here, I'll quickly introduce what the hell is going on.
Yes, Remy
And
is
for
new.
our YouTube audience
Mhm.
as well, if anyone is tuning in. So yeah, digital nomads. We're all about exploring the virtual space, with a few purposes in mind. Mainly, it's about exploring what works in the virtual space in 3D design, from interactions to immersion and presence, that feeling of realness, air quotes going on here, in the virtual space. So what is it that makes things feel real? We'll look at different interactions, different ways of experiencing virtual environments. So we usually have two spaces that we go to every week. We start from left to right, and we're not, as we say, we're not kind of like tour guides. We kind of like travel with you, and so we won't be pointing out this and that, and this is over here and that's there, but we'll explore together, and that's the whole purpose of this, where we can learn together as a group and co-create. So usually we spend about 20 minutes or so in each group, and then at the end we'll come back here first, and then we'll go to Africa. Elizabeth's my African dream, and we'll discuss a few things as well about design and what works and what doesn't. So yeah, that's what we do. That's what we're about, and everyone is, welcome to join us. It's not a specific set group or anything, so feel free to tell anyone you like, and the more the better.
Today we're specifically focusing on interactions and what type of interactions or interactivity in a space make it more immersive. So feel free to point out things as you see them.
Yeah,
I just want to
exactly.
type in the chat.
Okay, you type in the chat, and then we'll start with the first one, which is right here.
Okay,
Not sure if
let's
anyone
go.
has experienced this before. It's a mix of Barbie and Oppenheimer. So get ready.
Oh, wow.
Co-created with AI.
Oh, wow.
Here you can listen to real
Here we
sounds
go.
from the red planet captured by the Perseverance rover.
Wow.
Might be hard to hear people.
What is this? Is this a candy world? A candy?
It's supposed to be
At the
Barbie,
moment?
Oppenheimer.
It's the influence of Barbie.
Well, I see the Barbie part.
Please tell me there's no big red button for the Oppenheimer part.
I was gonna say I don't see any explosions yet.
Well, I would encourage you.
Oh, this is...
I'm a terrible person. I've never seen Barbie.
Whoa,
I've seen Oppenheimer,
tossed up
but-
into the sky.
What happened there?
I only see...
So I'm not sure if you need a motorbike to collect the candy.
No, you don't.
Yeah, but I like making myself sick apparently. So,
Woo!
I'm curious
Oh,
to
God,
know
that's
what it's
rough.
like in VR, guys. Is it very head trippy?
it is.
It's amazing in VR.
Yeah. I was saying the performance is actually pretty good, but
Really, really
being on the
good.
bikes in general in VR.
Oh, you have to?
Very
You have to
bright.
get on a bike
Yeah.
to start the candy collection. But then
Oh,
you can get off afterwards. So you don't need to be on the
Okay.
bike, it seems. But
Yes,
unless you hop on a bike, the candy won't begin.
oh, there's a big red candy button.
Whoa.
I
I'm
know what
trying
it's
to
gonna do.
Where is
I don't see where you collect the candy though.
So Dave, have you sat on a bike? Sit temporarily on a bike, and then it starts the candy.
Yeah, you
Okay.
just hop on a bike and it starts to kind
There
of
we
then get
go.
off
And
the
now you
bike
can
and
hop
run
off.
around.
Oh, I see. I see. Very good.
Okay.
Whoops.
Oh, I'm getting my last piece. Oh no, it's not. It's Spirit. I thought you
I
were
like
right.
the fact
Oh my
that I
God.
can be on the top of the tree.
I think it's a antenna. Oh wait, it might not.
Oh no, I missed it.
Well, this is a barren and desolate
Oh, this
land.
is great.
What is great?
Yeah. Woo.
Being on the bike.
Have you pushed the big red button yet, Lisbeth?
So Rami,
have...
you were concerned about your cars being too fast. These motorbikes are like
Yeah.
killer fast.
And
Whoa.
'cause they're
But
low,
the difference is there is no road here. There is no street here.
Yeah.
That's true.
So it's an open field.
Oh, wait.
Yep.
Oh, if I get on the bike, I can collect more stuff after the transition.
You can collect.
Oh, I
Waste.
need my last
Yes.
piece of
I can- yeah.
candy.
I'm not collecting candy anymore.
Whoa,
No,
Spatial's
we're
crazy.
not in Kansas anymore, Dorothy.
Wait, I'm missing the last one. Wait, I missed it. No, come back.
Uh-oh, I cannot ride this one.
Press complete.
Let me
All right, I'm
Find the
missing,
last
hoping-
candy.
I'm missing one of the candies. Where's
There it
the
is.
other one?
I was hoping that collecting the last waste
Okay.
would...
Oh, it's in the button here. Here we go.
Have fun.
Enjoy the. Ah!
5 pieces of candy.
Yeah, and once you have the 5 pieces...
Oh wow! It went all apocalyptic. Cool. Oh.
It's on purpose. It is on purpose. I asked. Yes, I asked the guy that did it. It's part of the realism of it all.
Oh yeah! Look at that. That is weird.
Like you hit it right, it's like a crater, yeah? It's supposed to be like a
Yeah,
crater.
but it's like, in VR it's really strange.
Yeah, I wonder
like
what it's
that.
like on PC. Maybe I can take a video. As
I wanna
go through it.
see.
It's almost
Wait, I'm
like
coming.
as you
I'm
as you
coming on
enter it.
PC.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
like
a
a
heat
vortex.
mirage.
It's like a
Yeah,
vortex.
like what does
Whoa.
I
this
think I need
look
to
like?
go in VR.
Whoa! Look at this,
Does
Randy.
it look weird on PC
It's
as well?
wild.
Yes,
What?
it's so weird.
Oh, you may not see it yet. If you are, has your world gone apocalyptic? Did you collect all the
Have you
candies?
dropped the bombs?
The last
If
one.
you haven't collected all the candies, you may not be able to see it.
What is it?
Just collect all the candies and then
It's like this
It's just
vortex.
like a-
It's like a crater vortex thing. But you may, like I said, if
yeah,
you,
it's like almost like a giant milk bottle.
but you have to
bottle
collect.
sitting on top
Yes.
of the ground.
You have to collect
It's
all
like a
the
laser effect.
you have to collect all the candies to see it.
They're all down in the middle. You have to get on the
Yeah.
bike.
Did you get on one of the bikes yet?
Yes, but I Oh, lost so it. Funny listening to it.
Okay, but if
You don't need to
did
be
that,
on
you
it,
should be
no.
able to
You
see
just-
candies on the end of the ramps, and you collect all those candies at the end of the ramps.
Oh, I can see some kind of things floating.
Yeah, so go collect all
Here?
those. There's 5 of them, and then go to the button in the center
I'm having
And-
outer avatar experience.
and hit enjoy the cake.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
doing this in third
you'll see
person
it
is
on the
much
world.
better than doing this in first person.
Yeah.
Oh my
Being on
word.
the bike.
This is wild.
So only the bike. No, you don't need the bike.
No, just go around and
No,
Collect
the
it.
bike activates it. You just need to sit on the bike once.
Right, how fast can we go over this jump?
How many are they?
I think there's
5.
5 and then the
5.
button in the middle.
Oh, sorry, who did I crash into? Moridori, sorry.
Yeah, this is the cool the way it goes all apocalyptic.
Yeah. Being on the bike in first person. It wobbles left to right as it goes along.
I think
I
I
need to
did
refresh quickly.
awful.
Ah!
Who's
Who
that?
was that? Glenn, you nearly killed me.
I missed.
Hi, Chibi.
And when you're done, Rami, go back to the center
I completed
where the red
quest,
button
but I
is.
got no prize.
where we spawned.
What?
Sorry,
Have
me
you
too.
got-
What? I got no prize, although I completed
center.
the quest. What?
Okay,
This quest?
Mateo, you must push. Mateo, once you've got the 5 coins, now you must push the little button that says enjoy the cake. And once
In
you
the
push
middle.
that there, in the middle, then everything will go all apocalyptic.
I know. So I collect all the nuclear waste, and I completed the quest.
You see it, Rami?
I see that everything changed from many colors to like desert.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're
know.
not seeing the same as the YouTube stream anymore. Once you collect
what are
all
they
the
saying?
5 candies, they're still seeing the candy world.
Oh,
They
they'll
dropped
see what
loot.
Louis sees.
It says enjoy the cake,
Where's Louis?
enjoy the cake,
Louis
enjoy
at the
the cake,
cake.
enjoy the cake.
Eat the cake, Louis. Eat the cake. Let's go apocalyptic.
Garbage.
Yeah, you have to touch the cake and pull the trigger or poke it. Maybe get your bike out of the way.
And then if you wander around, you'll see that weird little area that we were talking about that looks like a vortex.
For me, I refreshed because I didn't see any bikes, and now I see only one bike that's riding in the air. Oh my goodness, that's weird. And then I see
Yeah.
Dave and Cirrus just going around
I
on
see-
invisible bikes.
I'm riding on
And
a
I see the dancing dolls
Wait,
are not dancing anymore.
I mean,
It
invisible
looks
bikes.
like it looks like there's other
Yes,
things to
wait,
collect.
gotta
These
get a photo.
like
Yeah, the
radioactive.
nuclear
Send
weapons.
me a
Yes.
photo though.
Yeah.
You got to get on a
think
bike
it's
That's what we were
first.
saying earlier. It completed the quest, but I don't know what it gets you when you complete all the
okay.
nuclear
Maybe
weapons.
a
Sure
badge
about
or
this
something.
vortex thing. I don't see that.
Cirrus, can you hop
Oh,
off
that's
your
up on
bike
the
and then
hills.
hop back on?
Say again, Linda.
Could you hop off your bike so that I could just hop off and then hop on again? Because I think I
Oh,
have
yeah.
to be on a bike
Yeah,
to
Sure.
see the waste.
Go for it.
Oh,
I'm collecting waste
Yeah.
now.
I'm gonna get off
Did it work?
again. Thanks, sir. Yeah, I'll try
work,
now.
Linda,
Gotta
no?
find the I hope so. Gotta find the nuclear waste now. Okay, I think I see it.
Oh, you're looking for the cans, the big, the containers.
What did you do this morning for breakfast? I collected nuclear waste.
first you ate some candy. Dessert first. Nuclear
As you
waste
do.
later.
Oh, and now the candy bikes
Okay,
are
now
back.
let's get on someone's bike. temporarily.
Bikes go
If
really
anyone has a
fast.
bike, Cyrus, can I
bring
please
it back.
borrow your bike?
Where are
Yeah,
you?
I'm bringing it up
You
now.
have it.
It's just a sec.
Okay, let me get
Oh,
on.
God.
I'm just looking
No, I
for.
just need to get on and off.
It's the first
Okay,
time.
you can have it back.
The first time I ride a bike that reverse.
Oh, really?
You needed a bike?
Oh, these bikes are great.
And now I've got my waist.
Someone
Bikes are
need a
super
bike?
fast.
Oh, that's
Oh, here's
weird.
I
another
did,
vortex.
but I got one.
Okay.
I found another vortex. It's like
Yeah,
quick
there's another
scan.
bike if anyone needs it.
Okay,
Curious
so
about
I'm
the
collecting
vortex.
waste.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Yeah, if you
That
ride,
rub
if
my
you ride
feet
around
away
enough
from-
on the
Ooh, I see
ride
the
around
last
enough
one.
up on the
Linda?
hills.
Yes, I'm collecting waste, but it's not showing it on my quest. It says I've got to collect 5 and I've already
Yes.
collected
Yes, that
3.
happened to me. I had to start the whole quest again. Ooh! The world has
Oh,
changed
yeah,
again.
no,
Yeah, the
I
world changed
think
for
that
me
might
too.
have been
Well, my
too.
quest
Oh,
is
did
completed,
it?
but is anything else supposed to happen after the quest
Apocalypse
is done?
has
Or?
ended, I think, has it?
Yes. The
Oh.
apocalypse is over,
Oh, mine.
Okay.
and it's sort of an
Mine never
in-between
went back.
kind of world.
Okay.
I thought,
Giant
Oh.
Barbies.
I
Well,
thought Louis'
where's-
camera.
Oh, I have the giant Barbies, but it's still the apocalypse.
Yeah. I'm
right?
still
Well, it's a little bit
apocalyptic
of
here.
apocalyptic, but it's not like it was. Like the
Hmm.
apocalypse is
Oh,
over.
well,
Yeah,
Sort of like,
Apocalypse.
oh no,
There's
that's
no
definitely still.
vortexes.
so it's post-apocalyptic.
Oh, okay. No, I think
It's
me and Davy are
post-apocalyptic,
seeing that
yes.
it hasn't changed after the apocalypse, even though we picked up the 5.
Yeah, I don't. It
Ooh,
still
there's
looks
lava over
apocalyptic to
there.
me. Where is it? Oh
Okay,
my
do you see?
See
Am
lava.
I in lava? Yes. Like
Yes.
for the people
you
that
are.
have done okay. Yes, then. I mean. Ah.
I thought
Oh,
Louis'
okay.
camera was some of the nuclear waste until I realized it's the camera. Ooh,
Hey,
somebody
And
Look
that
at
is
that.
Linda, a close up. Oh, who got something?
Rami got a
something.
badge.
Remy.
Remy got something.
I don't understand because I finished it, but I haven't got a badge or.
What did I
anything.
get?
I don't know.
Sorry.
What did
I
you
I don't
get?
know what. I don't know what I got.
Oh, one.
Oh, it's because I did the same as you, Davy. I
One,
got
Rami.
confetti and then nothing.
Yeah, that's all I got. It's just confetti.
Oh,
Remy
so
too.
maybe
Too.
Remy.
Oh, there's the camera.
Mitchell, what did you get?
I have no clue. We got fun. That's what we got.
That?
For sure.
You
Yeah.
won fun.
We got. Are we gonna do our picture?
You read my mind.
Yes, let's
What?
do a picture.
Let's all face the camera.
Wait, let me just type.
The
So
YouTube
where's the camera? I don't see the camera.
Oh, here.
Over here.
Right behind you.
Yeah.
Randy.
Oh,
And it's
I
gone. Oh, there
can
it
see
is.
it. I can see it.
Here's the
Yeah.
camera.
This way.
Yeah.
Let's hello to
Yeah.
YouTube.
Hi YouTube.
Hello, YouTube. Well, hello, YouTubers. Feel free to join us. You currently see us in a candy world, but do not be fooled. We are not in a candy world. We're in the apocalypse. Take a look
Yes.
at our X and see the photos. Because on YouTube, we are still in Candyland. Things are not always as they seem.
It is the apocalypse now.
On the roof. Near the apocalypse
Oh,
locally.
Mitchell,
I
you've
couldn't
got
see light on the
that.
roof.
Apocalypse 5 minutes ago.
Did somebody say pork lips? I love pork lips.
Cyrus, wait! We finally all here.
I want to stand beside Dave.
Michiu, I think your Shinsengumi
Mr. and Mr. Fox. Oh wait, you're not
Pardon?
Mr. Fox today.
Nope.
Your avatar's got taller. Your Shinsengumi avatar looks as if it's got taller.
Dave, you should start a band.
I know it. This looks kind of rock and rollish, doesn't it?
Very rock and roll, man.
The foxes.
Can't do the finger motions. It doesn't show up. Did you get into
Okay.
it?
Are we done?
I think so.
All right.
Okay, see you back in Mars.
All right.
Oh, we're going back to Mars?
Yes.
Off we go.
Yep.
Back to the beginning. So has everybody, or has anyone not been here before? Curious to know.
Nope, I
Use
haven't
the
been
chat
here.
as much as
It's my
possible.
first time.
Okay. Oh my god. I think I was here about 2 hours.
Yeah, me too. You and I finished at the same time. The first time
Was it really?
I'm following Lisbeth. Because I also didn't know what I was doing.
Linda's here. Just hanging
Hello,
out.
Linda.
Photo.
Let's take a photo.
We're on holidays. Woo!
Linda, you're on mute, by the way.
Hey Dave. Yeah.
Ah,
That's
hi,
better.
Dave.
That's
Come
better,
and
much
join
better.
us for a picture.
There's no way to sit or anything.
No, we're just standing.
Photo op.
We're just standing.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, LM. Welcome.
We're all on holidays, guys. Yay! Summer holidays! Woo!
Woohoo! Woohoo! So, LM, we're just exploring, and today's topic is to see how different interactions or interactivity in this space can make that space feel more immersive. So we've been to Barbenheimer, and now we're just running around like headless chickens in Bora Boring and testing out all the interactions. The skateboarding is amazing. Dave, let's go skateboarding. I want to see how it is in VR.
I don't know if I.
Wherever we are. So he was with us at the photo booth.
Okay.
He's now far above us in the sky, looking down. So
I'm gonna
Louis
go check out
following.
this. I'm gonna go see this island over here. This looks cool. Well, I will if I can find where to do it.
Follow me, follow me.
All
Don't go
right.
in there. Don't go in there.
All right. I'm following. Okay.
So I think you have to go, if you're only starting the quest, then you go up those steps there. So he has a step there.
I fell down.
Because
I
you hadn't
made it.
activated the quest. I
Well,
saw,
where do
I
where do
watched
you?
Glenn jumping and I was like, oh, it's because he spoke, but I'm not sure where the first armadillo was. I think either at the entrance or there at the, I think.
Okay. The ska armadillo. Welcome to Bora Boring, the rap music venue, skate park in the midst. Pretty much Fire Fest. But it's tricky to hit next. Yeah, it's
Okay,
yeah, it's tricky. I can't hit the balloon that says next. Yeah, this is an obnoxious space. I see snow over you. You see what? I see snow over you. Now, this has some really good stuff, but it's not really VR friendly. Yeah, there's snow, little snow up here if you look up.
As you explore the island, you'll
One of them is in the toilet, I think. Woohoo! Well
Just
done.
go to the guitar shop, which is over here, right?
A little sheep travels fast. This is cool.
Shelley's
Yep.
van car. No.
Come and stand with little sheet, please. For a photo. Oh, hello. Hello, Louis. This is Little Sheet. His name is Little Sheet. He's a ghost made out of a sheet.
It's
And
very
he's
cute.
in the recording studio now. Do not be afraid. He's just a little sheet.
He's just dropped in.
Look at the guitars, Cyrus. Do you want to play?
Ew. I know, it's fantastic in here, isn't it?
Wow.
Yep.
Can Little Sheet play the
Especially
guitar?
if you're into music.
Beautifully made.
Little Sheet can play the guitar. Here, play.
Is
Aha.
Little Sheet a
Where?
Ghost Rider?
Okay, take it
Let's
away,
just
Little
play.
Sheet.
Oh,
I
wow,
made
look.
it.
You can play the guitar.
This is not the island I was looking for.
You've arrived in the
It
music
is, it's the
shop.
guitar shop. Weren't you looking for the guitar shop?
Wow,
I was,
play the
but I didn't
guitar.
realise that this was it. When he said the next island, I thought he meant
Yes.
the huts.
Oh, wow.
Equalise the audio
Oh.
channel.
I'm playing
Click
the
the button.
guitar.
Sorry.
No, it's not you. It's click the button.
Oh, sweet. Look, I've actually didn't realise
Sorry, kid.
the lights are symbols or records.
Do you
Vinyl.
hear the guitar when I play
Wow.
That's sweet.
No, it's not
No,
synchronized.
must be just personal, yeah.
it? Okay.
That's a pity.
I don't know, hey? If I came here often, I wouldn't want to hear everyone's...
Well, it'd be like a
I
music
agree.
store.
That's
Everyone's like
true, that's true. I
bashing
do
out
like music
guitars.
stores.
No stairway.
Okay, shall we head to...
Victory!
Oh, yay, Glenn, you did it!
Well done, Ted.
Congratulations.
Thank you. At
Well
long last.
done.
Is that the last step?
That's it.
I believe it is.
I'm still missing 2 treasures though, but we can move on to the discussion.
Oh, the treasures do nothing. The treasures give
fair
you some NFT pass. It's
Guys,
got
let's go
nothing
over
to do
here in
with the
front of the
quest.
guitars and take a photo, all of us.
Yes.
I'm just going
All
to
the
real quickly.
all the music
but
lovers.
You can take the photo. I'm just going to write back and check messages.
Boom. Taken.
Wait, my hand is flailing.
Oh.
Yay.
Yeah. Got it.
I'm waving. Look, little sheet is waving. Okay.
There's no arms. I'll be right back and then I'll come join you and presumably you're moving over to the normal spot.
African dream.
Yeah? I'll be
Africa
there in a
Unite.
sec.
Cool. Let's round everyone up.
So are we heading back?
I think so.
Yes, I just have to go and find the VR users.
Naked and sideways.
At the spawn point.
Hey Louis,
Can I
great
Can I
filming.
control it?
Loving the live stream.
You can,
If,
and it does work in VR. There's a giant ant as well.
I have to hold trigger. I've seen the amp before. I haven't seen this one before. Oh, it has no jump. You need to add a jump. So you can really scare the bejesus out of people.
Many people with
Lunge.
arachnophobia like
Oh
do
my
not like that
gosh.
spider. I think I shall sit
I
on the
can,
Were you
it-
able
it-
to? Were you able to round
honestly,
up
it lo-
everybody from the other space? Is that so spread out, and it's hard to talk to everybody. So
Fluid
I
Squid
put
has
it in
said,
the
any
chat
girls who
and I
want to
made
meet up?
sure.
What?
Oh my goodness, people write this in my chat all day long.
What's happening to your space, Lisbeth?
Oh, it's the world.
Hmm.
Let's wait like 2 minutes and see if anyone else
I'm just going
comes.
to park this elsewhere and I'll come
I'm gonna text Rami on Telegram because I don't know if he knows where we
Ooh,
are.
somebody won the
Yeah,
quest
so-
here.
He wasn't in the space anymore. I went looking for you and Glenn and Rami because you were in VR. But Glenn was there where we were,
Yeah,
so
it's
and you were already gone, so I was like, okay, cool. Oh yes, Kojima. I wrote in the chat, so let's.
yeah. I
Mhm.
just because anybody in VR can't see the chat, obviously. So
I know
just,
that's why I always hunt you guys down before we leave.
I just sent. I gave up on the quest. It was just a little too tricky.
Dave, I wish you could see it. How I chased you across the beach. I was going, Dave, Dave, and then I was shouting, David Wayne Fox, please.
And you can't hear anything in there. That was the
Too
And you
problem.
far.
can't hear.
That's the issue if they're really big spaces with the fall
Is
off.
that darn? It's the big space, and they have the audio fault. Yeah, like you just
They
said.
had the fall off on because like this is big, but I don't have fall
Yeah.
off on.
It actually creates a bit
So-
of a disconnect, though. You know, obviously.
It really does. I was gonna say that
Yeah.
makes it feel non-immersive.
Yeah, I'm sensing your frustration, Dave.
Yeah, yeah. I
This
was
was a test.
really
We're
I don't want to
testing you.
chase
that,
Dave across
and
the...
not having the
You passed.
teleport function
Teleport.
is
Yeah, that was
frustrating also.
quite problematic.
very frustrating.
Yeah.
It
Right.
was even annoying for
can
me, so I
sprint, of
can't
course,
imagine
but
how
it's still
bad it must
slow.
have been for you.
Yeah,
Well, at least we don't have to pedal our arms in this one to run like you do in some VR games.
yeah, exactly.
Do like this.
I know, I
Make
know.
yourself run.
Hmm.
I just texted
No, I mean,
Randy. I
it
don't know if
was-
he got my message.
Do you want to start, Cyrus? In the meantime?
Yeah, let's start. Who do we have
Do you have
here?
this-
I think
sorry,
we
is
lost
there
a
a
few
sound of
stragglers
bees
along
in
the
here?
way. A few people didn't make
Flies.
it back.
Flies.
Oh, it sounds really real.
What is
I
it?
was like, holy cow. I was like, do I have a beehive somewhere on the edge of the house? Like just in the distance, I can...
There is a beehive as well, but I took the beehive out. I swapped my prefabs around. But no, the flies are recordings from an actual game reserve.
Ah.
So it feels like they're kind of sitting on you.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It's funny. I don't actually hear them on.
It's not the flies.
Laptop.
It must be. It's in real life. I just turned my headset all the way down.
Oh no way! Really?
yikes.
I did just
Good
hear the. I
fly.
did
Oh
just
my
hear
God.
the real fly. Not the real. I did just hear the
So
fly
immersive.
like come buzzing past. But there's a
It's
Oh, that's
it's
funny.
like blurring
Maybe it's like
realities
a-
now. So,
I think it's like a set of motorbikes or something going past on the motorway over in the distance. It was just like a.
Glenn
And it
is
wasn't the
fully
fly.
immersed.
I am
Glenn is totally
apparently.
immersed.
Sorry to derail the conversation. Again. So you were getting started.
Excellent.
I've just put in the
Yeah.
chat because some people are in the space, but they don't realize we're on the stage.
Oh,
I can
good
see
point,
Katrina
Linda.
is here, Chibi Mara is
Yeah,
here,
because
but
I
they
do see.
have windows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You just
Meteos.
bring
no,
them
Meteo's
here. Yeah.
Meteor is hovering
Meteor's
above my head. Yeah. So, but you know,
next to your head.
actually, Glenn, you bring up the perfect point, though. Really, you know, about immersion. You
Mhm.
can't tell whether the flies are real or not real, and it's all getting blurry and blurring lines. Obviously, I think that's, personally speaking, I think, you know, that's the optimal kind of like, you know, design that we're aiming for, I think, when we're creating these worlds and experiences, is where it's so immersive. You don't know if the flies are real, if they're actually in your room, or if they're part of the virtual world. So we were
As
looking
long
at
as the
today.
spider stays virtual.
Oh God. Yeah, I literally can't go into this space anymore in VR with that spider. I do have a slight arachnophobia.
Blah.
I do.
Oh.
It's
I'll
it's
just
it's
delete
it's
him.
freaky. It's
I'll
freaky.
delete him when you come.
Did I tell you
your
guys? I can't
opportunity
remember.
to
I put my
phobia,
headset on. Oh,
Cyrus.
sorry, Linda.
Go ahead.
What were you saying, Linda? Sorry.
I know they're using VR and the metaverse to help people overcome different phobias.
Mm,
So you get used
that's
to in
true.
VR so that when you get into the physical world, you can cope with it. So if you can
Yeah.
cope with this giant
He's-
spider,
So I have
That's
to
true.
share the exact opposite experience of this, which is I put my headset
do.
on the other day. And I was wearing it and I was using it and I was talking to someone and I felt something touch my face.
Oh God.
dear.
And I thought it was just like a bit of hair or something, so I ignored it. And then a bit later,
Oh.
I felt something touch my face again. And I remembered the story of some guy who had like it on his face and a spider crawled over his eyeball. So I ripped my headset off and there was a cockroach in the faceplate.
Oh.
Ugh.
Oh
Oh my
no.
God. That's
Oh.
Halloween stuff right there.
It was horrible. Sorry. So yes,
Horrific.
sometimes it can help with your phobias.
Oh wow.
Other times, very much not.
Oh
Yeah,
God,
yeah,
look at
just like
Lisbeth's
that.
head.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was,
Lisbeth.
This is how your story
Yes.
makes me feel.
yes,
Makes me feel sick.
that's really good. That one.
Wow, that's my worst nightmare actually.
Well, it wasn't a
Um,
spider,
yeah.
at least. Was my
It's
I
a
was just
cockroach.
grateful of that at that point, to be honest.
It's
Like,
not so bad then. It's just a cockroach.
well, I mean,
I think
cockroach
one
is
of the
disgusting
funniest,
and horrible,
one
but
of
at
the
least it's not an
funniest.
Australian spider.
It's not a horrific story or anything, but it's a story of presence, I guess, presence and immersion. I was playing. I don't know if you know the game. 11. I think it's a table tennis VR
11, 10,
table
yeah,
tennis
heard
game.
of it.
Very cool, very real like as well. You get really so absorbed, you really forget you're not
I
actually
know what you did.
playing. And I was playing against someone and we're having a great game. It was like very close and it was all exciting and it's, you know, jumping around everywhere. You obviously need as much space as you can get, you know, to play this game. So my opponent, I was playing, whoever it was anyway, we're playing a few shots, having a really good rally and everything. And then suddenly he reaches to get one of the shots, which was like closer to the net. And he must have forgotten where he was or whatever. So he must have like gone forward in the physical world. And then his avatar suddenly just collapsed. And
Yeah.
he collapsed. And I heard a bang, a thud. He obviously hit
Oh,
something,
no.
maybe a real table or something. I could not stop laughing. It was just so funny. And obviously he got so absorbed and so immersed in the experience, he forgot where he was physically, you know.
Have
But
you ever
yeah.
watched any of
I
those
thought you were going
YouTube
to say
videos?
lent on the table.
Have you seen those YouTube videos of VR fails where they're doing like Rick was
Yeah.
it Rich's plank experience where they say jump
Oh,
off the
yeah.
plank now and they actually physically jump into a
Oh,
TV
yeah.
or something.
yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
I thought for sure, sir, if you were
Okay,
going to
so
say
what
that
made us
you
feel
were playing.
immersed?
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to thought for sure he was going to say he leant
Sorry,
on the
go ahead.
table to get the
Yeah.
shot. Well, no table there. But he leant on the digital table trying to get the reach.
Well, I
and,
think that's
I
what
thought you were going to say.
I think that's what my opponent
He went-
did. What happened to him? Because he just like he really hit into
Oh.
something and he just collapsed on the floor.
Yeah.
But what was very funny was the avatar did the same thing, so I could see his avatar just
Yeah.
falling, and in
Oh
the
my
real world
gosh.
he fell too and smacked into something hard. But I just couldn't stop laughing. It's
Wow.
but it does kind of segue into the things that kind of are real and help you to lose yourself in the virtual world. So on that note, I suppose for those in VR in particular to begin with, starting with the first world, I'm curious to hear what it was like the experience in VR, especially when it transitions from the Candyland, Barbie Land into the apocalypse. What was that like?
Oh, very cool. It was a nice little surprise. I figured that there had to be something to do
Oppenheimer.
with Oppenheimer, yeah, because it was all Barbie
Yeah.
stuff to begin with, and but no, it was a nice little change.
And what
There. I
was
liked-
the so I didn't actually see it. There was some vortex going on or something.
Yeah, on the it was like a whirlpool in the actual terrain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how they did
Did
that.
not
It was
see that
kind
at
of
all.
cool. Yeah, it was sort of like this
Did,
whirlpool,
On the
quicksandy
mountain.
kind of thing. Yeah,
But that's
did
what you guys
someone
were
say
doing
at
up
the
there.
beginning
yeah.
that that space was created with AI?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
Partially
Wow.
with
Well,
Dal
the
E.
assets probably
With
were, right?
DALL-E.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, really
So
interesting.
and
It didn't really do anything. It just, it just gave it kind of an interesting.
that's what I was wondering actually. Did it lend itself in any way to help create more sense of immersion or presence, or was it kind of like, well, didn't really matter?
I mean, it did in that it was just an interesting detail.
Mm.
I think it was just. It wasn't. It didn't create a reality because it was sort of surreal, but it was
There's
interesting.
a nice sort of. It wasn't an interaction though. It was kind of like just some aesthetic little thing that
Yeah,
was there.
yeah, it didn't
I see.
it,
So
yeah,
what
it was.
was the, throwing it out to everybody, what were the kind of cool interactive elements that you found in the first world in the Barbenheimer? Anything stood out in particular that helped to kind of create more immersion? Or was there even a feel? Did you feel immersed is the question really as well. And who felt immersed?
Well, I'll go to say yes, absolutely. The bikes on there were really nicely designed, and
Mm.
the open world kind of environment made it, to where they don't, sometimes you get into a situation where you're the bikes or the vehicles that you're in, they feel kind of limited, like you're on a road or something, and you keep weaving around, and you can't stay going straight or anything like that. But for some reason, these bikes seem to work pretty well.
So it worked well
Or
in VR because
or scooters
sometimes
or whatever. Yeah,
there was
yeah,
no sense of motion
All right.
sickness or anything on them.
yeah. I mean, there was.
I wouldn't say motion sickness, but I noticed that they moved a lot better if I was in third person view rather than first.
Oh, I
Like
see.
it kept in first, it kept like I could actually cause it to wig out the physics if I swapped into first person view. Like it was like hitting a wall sometimes. Like that actual transition from third to first drove the front wheel down into the ground a little, and then it kind of skidded a little bit. I liked.
that's
I mean,
interesting.
it's nice to have the bike, but I noticed it was much easier to control in third person.
In third person.
I've noticed that with pretty much any
Every
vehicles,
vehicle, yeah.
that the third person makes it easier. Yeah, it I don't know why. Maybe it just gives you a better view of everything, but it's I have noticed that
Easier in
in
third
pretty much
person.
all
Yeah.
I mean, I would
drivable
say it's usually
vehicles.
like
Yeah.
the view like the jetpack in here, I found that really easy to control in third person, but I still felt it behaved correctly physics-wise in first.
Mm-hmm.
So the
But the
physics
bike I
camera,
found
definitely.
behaved a bit
when you
weirdly.
create the
Go ahead, Ishmael.
vehicle, the camera, you have to set the camera view.
Yeah,
And generally we set the camera view for third person because most of the users are on the PC or the tablet, right?
yeah. And
So
just to be clear,
that's why it
I was
works
saying
better
that
in third person.
the jetpack in here works better. I was actually just to be clear, I was complimenting the jetpack in here, and
Yeah,
saying that
yeah,
one
I got
I
it.
don't
I
think.
got it.
Okay, so I wasn't sure if it came across wrong, but like that one doesn't
Yeah, no.
have trouble,
Yeah.
and the car as well. The car doesn't have trouble. I don't have trouble driving the car in first person in here. I had a bit of trouble getting the bike to go where I wanted it to go. So, are you across
So in
three,
first,
Davy, or two?
With the jetpack, I like when we were doing the camera, we try and change it around, right? Because I know, even for me, I'm in third person, and when I went into the sandbox, not that I made it, that's the only thing I did, and painted. But when I went into the sandbox, it's so far out in third person. So then I moved the camera to where my head is. That's probably why. But the vehicles is much so did them, and they're also optimized for VR, so it's good.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
It's something
Yeah.
simple, but just moving that camera can make a huge difference for VR then.
Yeah, it's appreciable.
So I think,
We lost
yeah,
Davy. Yeah.
I think I
Sorry,
agree
Sirius.
actually, Glenn. I think it's the fact that something to do with the aspect of being able to watch your avatar in third person kind of removes you slightly. So I think it reduces that sense of motion sickness perhaps as well. But it's interesting you're saying that sometimes though it kind of interferes, whether it's with the physics of the object or whatever, and then it can kind of skew it off a little bit, and it's a bit like, you know, you were saying something about like what was it, the spider's head or whatever it was. Its head goes into the ground or whatever object it may be. It slightly goes off kilter a little bit, but
So actually, I think if I can just jump in there, I actually now I've thought about it a bit. I think it might just be a distance. Like so on the bike, I noticed driving along forward that I was basically wobbling left to right a lot. In VR, it was basically shaking my head left to right by about a foot. But that might just be a very small motion pinned to the pendulum of the bike. A little bit of motion on the bike pinned at that, about a foot or two distance makes it wobble appreciably. But when I pull out to the third person floating camera, it might just make
doesn't matter as much.
Yeah, just an angular thing. Like the further distance means it's or even if it's a floating camera in third person.
It's
not pinned
probably
to the
one of
car.
the biggest challenges VR has as well. I remember when I first started VR, there was a game I played and I jumped into it. It was probably the most ridiculous thing to do, really, because VR is so physical as it can be, obviously. And I think it was a game called Echo VR, where you're kind of playing like it's almost like Quidditch in
Yeah,
Harry
you're on
Potter,
about
you
Echo
know?
Arena, yeah?
Yeah, and it's insane. So you're, for anyone who doesn't know the game, it's kind of zero gravity and you're flying around and you're playing kind of football in the air kind of thing. But the point is that it's so full on movement wise, but your physical body is stationary. So you have that disconnect obviously with your brain thinking you're moving but you're not. And so therefore that creates that feeling of motion sickness, which can be really discombobulating. And I think it's probably one of the biggest challenges VR has is preventing motion sickness and headaches and whatever and whatnot that comes with that. And yeah, until it probably cracks that, I wouldn't say it will take off as much as we want or like.
I mean,
That was
I
a
was
big
really
game.
surprised that you said that. Yeah, like I loved
It
the
was,
motion
and
in
they,
VR. Like,
I remember
a lot of
they,
people don't.
there was
my
a
point.
big controversy when they stopped supporting that game. I remember that.
yeah, because they dropped it.
I love the game.
Yeah.
It's actually
I mean,
been remade in
once
VR
you-
chat. I found it the other day. Someone's just published. They've remade. It's not perfect, of course, but the
Nice.
basics of Echo Arena are now.
Oh, wow.
It's a great game. I loved it.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm keen to
You know,
hear
and it
what
was worth kinda like-
interactions everyone enjoyed, like PC users as well.
Yeah, sorry.
Like what interactions in the spaces.
I really loved the skateboards in the second one.
Mm.
Found
Yeah,
that
the
really
skateboards was
sound
fun.
effects, and it was lovely.
I liked that the skateboard had a
Nice.
skidding ability.
Oops.
Like I know it was like if you lost, maybe it's on all of them, but I noticed that there was a few times where I kind of like spun out and came to a stop, which I thought was really cool.
Me too. I also like that.
And now that we're talking about Bora Boring, there was a big quest. I mean, first world had a quest as well. I think maybe because the world was so big in Bora Boring, the quest there was a few different quests, I think, if I remember correctly, actually. Did anyone complete the whole thing or complete a few of the quests? Curious to start
Only
off that.
Glenn.
Glenn finished the whole
I
thing.
gave up after
Really?
after getting my gun. It just in VR, it was just it was too difficult, quite
Okay.
honestly. I mean, even just like hitting the next button on some of the
That was hard.
armadillo fought things, it's just
Mm.
not VR friendly. It was
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a very narrow window that you could reach, right? It was basically you had to get the laser pointer right within about half a centimeter at about a meter or two away
Oh
from
my
you.
God.
yeah.
So it
Mm.
was quite hard. But that's just
That
spatial
kind of
I don't want to
challenge
go
was
interaction buttons.
back.
fascinating.
Yeah.
I want to
Mm.
go back and try it. I felt like I was rushed because we only had like 20,
Yeah.
25 minutes
Yeah,
to
you
do
would
it.
need
So.
a lot more time, I think,
On that note, did you say
for
Mhm.
that
that world's
world
about a
in
year
particular.
old or a year and a bit old?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
I
year
think
and a
so.
Yeah.
bit.
It's about a year.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
It's about a
'Cause
year, yes.
I remember
We were there on the opening
around
day,
that
and I
time we had
remember
the
falling
issues.
through the stairs for 2 hours. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right. Me
I
too.
mean, if they rebuilt it now, if it was rebuilt, it might actually fix those interactables. Because I remember we built some spaces about a year ago, and they had that problem in VR. To the extent that I gave up with the interactables and made my own UIs, terrible
Mm.
UIs, but like, at
Mhm.
least I could point at them and click. So yeah, maybe if they
And
just rebuild the world, it would actually fix a lot of that stuff now.
Well, that's a
I also
valuable
think it
point,
would.
sorry,
then, because I
I
think
mean,
I
it
pressed
turns
mute.
out that people have to keep updating their spaces. It's not enough
Mhm.
to just
Yeah.
build a space and
Mhm.
leave it. You have to keep updating it with the
Yeah.
latest
Well,
whatever's available.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, when I
That
say
would
Mhm.
be
I
rebuild,
mean,
the
like
I just
ideal.
mean click
something like this,
deploy. So Elizabeth?
something like this. When for me in PC, I'm gonna drop it now. The interactable to collect the avatar is at the head, but for the
Yeah, it's
VR
in the
users,
chest.
it was down. So I had to put it in a game object and then put it up at the neck. See, otherwise the VR users couldn't collect the Rhino avatar because it was in the floor.
Oh,
I'm sorry to say, it's back in its
Oh, this
head
is the old
again.
one. This is the old one.
Okay.
Okay, but yes. So basically, the for me it's up at the head, right? And then for you it's down at the floor, and you
Yeah,
can't collect
well,
it.
it's
So
about
then
here.
I
It's
had
about
to.
eye level in his neck
Okay, well then it's
at the moment.
collectible, right? Yes.
Well, I can
Okay.
stick
So
my head
at the
inside him to
beginning
collect
it
it,
was
yeah.
okay. At the beginning it was, so then that is the new one, because at the beginning it was inside the floor. So
Ah, okay.
people couldn't get it in VR. And that's
And
something like,
I
yeah,
think
like
what we're
Linda said, constantly updating the space to be compatible
yeah.
amongst the different
Mm.
platforms.
And what's interesting about all that is as well is going back to that kind of like that challenge between, easy and difficult. So if things are too easy or even too hard, you have that break of immersion, that break of that flow state.
mm.
And so with things like, what you're picking up on as well is how difficult it is to press, even to get off that object or to start it in VR. And it completely creates that frustration that Dave is experiencing in particular. So getting that, I think, is really difficult, that balance between flow and challenge.
And designing it to work on both is very challenging, like to work on PC and
Yeah,
VR.
true.
I always focus on the negative, so I'm going to try and throw a positive out there. It's the first time I've ever seen, I say a gun, but you know what I mean? Like the fact that the gun actually tracked my hands on Spatial. It wasn't in my hand, but it was floating about an inch off my hand, and it followed my hand as my hand moved. That's the first time I've ever seen that done, at least as far as I'm aware. All of the objects in there did that. So like the batteries, I was actually holding them. The gun, I was holding them.
That might be the update where you have hands. This week, one of the VR users was here and said, oh, I can see my hands, like just after the space glitched. So
Yeah.
maybe that's the update, the spatial update,
Well, they
that
did-
the hands are visible. I don't know.
They did roll the Unity version forward like yesterday or the day before, and that I don't know if that came with any benefits, because I was asking about whether or not we can use the new Meta. Meta just released a UI that you can literally. It's just a tool for making UIs for VR. And I was like, oh, can we just roll it forward? If you rolled it forward, I think they needed to roll forward one patch version to have access to it. And then
Wow, that's going to make things so much better.
Yeah, but Kevin was saying that they're actually doing so.
Good.
And on
Meta
that
has
note, I don't know if you.
Oh, good.
Apparently they've got some clients that are like, give us some VR stuff. So now they're suddenly listening.
Yes.
But,
I am one of
Especially
those
with the new
people,
Quest rolling
because
out and everything.
half of the people that come in here at the moment are the new people, right? Half the new people are VR users.
Yeah.
And I'm on featured, so that means that's the homepage when you open the
you are.
menu,
You're
which
like
means that half of the
page,
people entering
second.
Spatial are, yeah, exactly. They're VR users, right? So we have to keep the things updated, make things that we can pick them up, throw them around.
And sometimes it's not really up to us, it's what's available on the platform. And I think what Meta have done now as well, what you're saying, Glenn, that was it's just so happy to see that, actually, because it's been waiting to happen, and there was so many people asking for, and just having that consistency across different experiences would be nice, and having a UI that you can tap into and just implement pretty straightforward as far as I can see. So Spatial is going to benefit hugely from being able to, for developers, to actually tap into that and use that UI is going to make things so much easier.
Well,
so it's good to know that.
When I said we, I meant Spatial, not me. I meant Spatial, not the creators.
But there is something you can do, and I think the point is that the creators need to request these things from Spatial, which I think, Lisbeth, you have been pointing out what the experience of VR users are in your space, so
That's
that
cool.
the
And Dave and Glenn, I know, do that as well.
Yes, what people need.
Right.
So we
That's
do
great.
have some kind of role to play in that.
Yep.
Yeah, no, for sure. We can always ask and push them to implement these things for definite, and it's great that they listen and bring them in. But my point being is that Spatial didn't create that, so Meta have made this UI much easier, and it'll be nice to see Spatial kind of like just tapping into that too. So it'll make things a bit easier, I think.
I was picking up on your point where you said
don't
it's
have
up to
to use
the
it, though.
platform, not the creators, to make the changes. And I was saying when I said we, I meant Spatial. I wasn't referring to the Meta update. I meant for VR in general.
So
yeah.
Can I throw a question out there? It's a little bit off topic, but not too much, I hope. But I guess it's certainly a little bit off interactables. How many people here have been using VR chat as well as a comparison, like developing for it?
Yeah, I've experienced
used
a bunch
VR
of worlds in VR chat. Yeah.
So I can't help but notice. I mean, I've been in Spatial for a long time. I've been in VR chat for a long time as well, and I can't help but notice that Spatial seems to be quite a long way behind in the VR features, which, as you say, if half their new users coming in are in VR, are those people staying?
Well, that's
Or
into...
are they just passing?
No, because not necessarily... I don't feel they're staying at the moment, because I think statistically more than 80% are not VR users, right? So they're catering to
Oh,
the
probably,
majority.
yeah, not in Spatial, yeah.
So,
Spatial
so
certainly not.
when yeah. But when I say into my space, half the new people have been in VR. That's like the last month, I would say.
Yeah.
Some of them do come back. It depends on like those that just come in to look around. I don't really see them again. If they chat to us and engage with us and they enjoy the company, yes, they come back. But based on the features only, I don't think Spatial is yet at that point, like where the use of VR is sufficient enough to get a VR user to
Use it
come
to
back,
stay.
unless
Yeah.
you started your journey in Spatial. That's what I would say.
Yeah, so I guess that's
I mean,
kind
if
of
we'll
what I
get
was
which is
saying.
there,
what I
but
did. Yeah, that's
yes.
because I started in Spatial, and I came specifically to Spatial because I heard that the building platform was fairly easy here, and I wanted to build galleries for my photography, and it had some nice templates and everything. So it I found that it worked well enough in VR. Uh, you know, plus I was so new to the whole thing anyway, so that's why I'm still sticking with it and still love the platform, even though it
Yeah.
does seem to be a little
Dave,
behind.
I remember the day I met you on your first day. I remember that. It feels like
A
years
million
ago.
years. Yeah, I know. It was years ago.
Yeah, but I
I
think
met
that's
you in
one.
Populous and you came singing in.
Yep. But
I think,
I think I'm the same as Davy actually. Oh, sorry, Linda. You're on.
sorry, Glenn. I think because Spatial has focused on all platforms, that's possibly why it hasn't caught up yet in one area. So
Yeah.
the benefit of Spatial is that they are appealing to people and at least getting them in through iPhone or mobiles or tablets or
Yeah.
whatever. So it
Yeah,
has
the
got the
accessibility.
benefit on the other side, the accessibility feature.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's kind of why I'm here as well. And I think, like Darry said, it's more accessible for a creator to get started like that. It's your
Right.
gateway drug, so to speak. But also, as you say, for a user, it's also kind of an easy. It's just a web browser, right? You can just join on a web browser. You don't have to install anything. Doesn't matter what OS you're on. And I think that's its unique selling point. But like, I also sometimes feel that like if it didn't have that, it wouldn't win any of the competitions, which frustrates me. I was just wondering
Yeah, I
what
think
other
me,
people thought Spatial's USPs are. Yeah.
yeah, I think the people who predominantly use Spatial, don't really kind of, I suppose from a VR perspective, they don't really seek out the interactions that we're all talking about here most of the time. It's like it's maybe not as important for that aspect. It's more social, I suppose, which is obviously an interaction, and it's a really important interaction feature, that social aspect. But most people probably, yeah, as you're saying, use Spatial on either desktop or laptop. I think it's only like 5-10% of Spatial users are VR users. So realistically, it doesn't really make sense, I suppose, for Spatial to pump loads of resources into that.
Yeah.
it's a little bit more than that, and they are working on it though.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
a little more than that at the moment.
Yeah,
I know, and they are working on it.
growing all the time. VR
And the
users,
people
for
that
definite.
start off on laptops and so on eventually get into VR.
Yeah,
It's like a starting point.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they
Oh, I
all
mean, I
feed off
absolutely
that's
agree
why
that
I
it needs to
wanted a
have the
headset, right?
desktop access.
Yeah.
Yes. And for me, it's like if you want to meet people on the platform and that's your primary goal to meet the people there, okay, go to Horizon Worlds. But if you have a gallery, for example, and you want to invite your whole artist community, you cannot expect everyone to have the same device. And that's why I
Exactly.
think like Spatial
Yeah.
is going to still make it wherever because it's cross-platform, right? So that for
I think
me,
it has a nicer aesthetic, as well.
It does
Oh,
actually
yeah.
look really
I
good.
kind of prefer it.
I mean,
Yeah.
it can look quite
Yeah.
nice. It can look really nice, especially for running in a web browser. It's good enough that a lot of
Yeah.
people go, oh wow, it looks better than I expected, which is one of the feedbacks we always get from people,
Yes.
especially the younger generation.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so the reason I
Definitely.
asked that is because like the last 3 or 4 meetings on here, we've really focused on like immersion as like one of the things that we
Yeah.
discuss. But
Yeah.
Spatial themselves aren't focusing on immersion as much as games
As
and
we are.
stuff. So that was kind of the
Yeah.
juxtaposition between where they're going and what this group seems to.
And I
what
think
this the
though
last
as well,
few
you know, when we talk about immersion and presence and flow and all this, it can exist on a 2D device too, though. Of course, you
It
know,
can.
you're in the zone basically, and what is
Oh,
it that
yes.
that attracts you to the platform and to the experiences? And one of the things Spatial has is that real high kind of quality aesthetic feel. Its website is pretty cool. The app is really cool. There are loads of other platforms as well, obviously, to have it. But I think Spatial has, it's kind of like the Apple of spatial computing. I think it's probably the best you know, spatial computing platform that exists out there, because you have that cross-platform device accessibility aspect. It looks really well on all devices. VR is going to get better and better in spatial as well, but you do have that sense of immersion and presence that can exist from a 2D experience. So yeah, and Digital Nomads is about digital, really. It's not just about VR and immersion in VR, but about immersion across all devices, and what kind of what conjures up those senses of presence and immersion.
For me, the particle systems in the first space, like I'm on PC, right? But the when it changed from the Barbie world to the apocalypse, all the wind and the noise together with the particle systems, that really made it feel like, whoa, I'm changing where I am. And I actually had to turn my head to look next to the PC to just gather my bearings. So I felt like I was changing environment.
Yeah, it was a really cool transition, wasn't it? I don't think I'd seen that kind of like extreme, we'd say, you know, from that kind of like Barbie land to the apocalypse. That was a really cool effect, I thought.
It was super
It's a
cool.
cool concept.
Well,
Especially
yeah.
when the films were
Curious
but there
about
wasn't any
something.
particle effects, right?
I'd like to
Really?
ask you a question, and this may be
Aw.
kind of off topic
I
slightly,
didn't see
but
it in VR.
um,
I'll ask you
is like are other platforms like VR chat and everything that you create in, do those have the same kind of specialized um, assets for Unity like Spatial does? Like, you know, Spatial has its own little prefabs and everything like that. If you go into other platforms and things like that, and you're building on Unity for those platforms, do they also have specialized assets and things like that?
I mean, they have the SDK development kit, like the plugin for like
Yeah,
the
yeah, that's
upload
what
and
I'm.
the
Yeah,
basic
SDK.
stuff.
That's what I'm
They don't
talking
have
about.
things like this. At least I don't think they do. I don't think they have things like the spatial, you know, interactable component or the spatial frames and stuff like that. But what you do instead,
Okay.
I think, because I'm toying with trying to do my first VR chat build, is why I ask. The